There's a new study published in the Journal of Narrative Engineering, and it's very timely because there's a story now that because Hamas attacked Israel on the 7th of October, it is completely appropriate that Gaza be completely annihilated and every living soul there murdered. The paper is titled, "Is Compliance Protective?" and it's a 20-year comparative cohort study on Palestinian subjugation in areas with and without armed resistance. We studied 2 Palestinian groups, both under occupation, Gaza and the West Bank. The UN had promised them a nation. Hypothesis proposed: folk that poke are bombed to hell, but docile folk are treated well. Spoiler alert, that's not what the data actually showed. Palestinians suffer, the pundits declare, because they launch rockets out of thin air. If they would be nice, then Israel would share. Okay, let's see if that's fair. In the West Bank, the Palestinian Authority, as they lost zones, filed papers, shook hands, and the kids threw a few stones. Those displaced to Gaza, squished into their open-air jail, saw Hamas kill and abduct on an unprecedented scale. 2 zones, 2 tones, same map, same war. Gaza, population 2 million, with Hamas running the store, and the West Bank, a population of 3 million, the PA compliant to the core. Methods. We scraped through reports, some banned, some ignored, from those who the West had continually deplored. The UN, Amnesty International, B'Tselem, a video from priests spat on in Bethlehem. We interviewed kids detained for throwing stones. We saw dead baby pictures on our phones. We asked the detained, the wounded, the scarred. We tried to measure PTSD, but the tools were barred. The outcomes we tracked: civilians dead, minors in jail, blindfolded, unfed, land lost to fences, fake legal disguise, houses reduced to rubble and flies. What did we find? Civilian deaths in the West Bank, a steady stream. In Gaza, a biblical extreme. Administrative detentions, those arrested and beat. In the West Bank, thousands upon thousands, kids snatched from the street. In Gaza, thousands, including nurses and doctors, not allowed to treat. Land confiscated. In the West Bank, all of it incrementally. And in Gaza, all of it existentially. Demolition of structures. In the West Bank, yes, houses, olive groves, water wells, power grids. In Gaza, yes, especially if it's a school turned shelter full of little kids. Settler violence. In the West Bank, yes, protected by the IDF, outrageous. In Gaza, not so much. They use drones instead, how courageous. Duration of international outrage. In the West Bank, 0 to 36 seconds maybe. But in Gaza, 36 hours if there's a dead baby. UN resolutions. West Bank vetoed, torpedoed. Talk about Gaza vetoed, but also how dare you. Peace prospects in the West Bank when pigs fly. In Gaza, after the apocalypse, then maybe we'll try. So in summary, when Israel looks around, they say, Gaza, Hamas, they are terrorists. We must displace and kill them and take their land. Then they look at the West Bank and they say, the Palestinian Authority, they are weak. We must displace and kill them and take their land. The West Bank on international law is reliant, trying to survive submissive and compliant. It didn't work. No gain for dealing with constraints with restraint. They'd be exactly the same if they'd been defiant. Unarmed compliance earned more abuse. Resistance just changed the official excuse. We'd hoped the docile might suffer less pain, but occupation is built on control and disdain. Whether you kneel or raise a fist, you're still on a list they swear doesn't exist. The choice, it seems, is merely cosmetic. Dying in silence or dying in flames? Dying is dying, no matter the frames. Resistance is punished. Obedience is also punished. The only safe Palestinians are theoretical ones in think tank policy papers. The limitations of this study. Access was barred, cameras seized, journalists banned for what they perceived. Labeled anti-Semitic simply for looking for truth, we were barred from getting near any proof. So no matter your stance, diplomatic or defiant, the violence will reach you, though they'll try to deny it. Peace talks go nowhere without a strong core, and behavioral reform just opens the door to blame the oppressed for the bombs that fall, as if kindness could build a protective wall. So mark this down in your policy drafts. Palestinians are marked regardless of paths. They love life, their children, their olive trees, but wherever they are, they're cut down at the knees. This study was funded by CSIWRS, the Committee for Studies Israel Would Rather Not See. Conflicts of interest. All authors have been denied entry at least once at the border. All have had their op-eds rejected for supposed disorder. There are a few references for you to peruse. Both sides, A Century of False Equivalence in the Journal of Diplomatic Gymnastics. Ethnic Engineering and Urban Renewal, The Settler's Guide to Natural Growth and Colonial Urbanism Quarterly. High Resolution Apathy, Surveillance Without Sympathy in the Geojustice and Aerial Ethics Review. How to Trend While Occupying, a social media guide to selective sympathy in the Journal of Digital Disinformation. Thank you for reviewing this paper with me. I wish it would make a difference. I wish. Hasbi Allah wa ni'mal wakil.